He's respectfully known as the gentleman of football. Always emotionless on the sidelines, Tom Landry led the Dallas Cowboys to a league record 20 consecutive winning seasons, 18 playoff berths, and 5 Super Bowls, 2 of which they won. One of the winningest coaches in the history of the National Football League, Tom Landry is respected both on and off the gridiron. Coach Landry, thank you very much for being with us on the 700 Club today.
Well, it's a pleasure. I've enjoyed your programs through the years, and it's a great honor for me to be here.
You were the only coach the Dallas Cowboys had had for, what, 39 years or 21,
29 years. Yeah, we came and we started the Cowboys in 1960 as an expansion club when the American Football Conference started, and I was there for 29 years.
Did you have any idea when the Dallas Cowboys got started on that first year? What was your first year's record, first season record?
Well, it was 0-11-1. You know, if you're not a football fan, that's not a very good record. You know, you don't stay around very long.
Did you have any idea when you guys got started that what the Dallas Cowboy franchise or legend would turn out to be?
Had no idea. Really didn't want to coach. You know, at the time I came off the New York Giants, and I was really getting ready to go into business. And when they had the new franchise, but I was living in Dallas at that time, and so I had some friends there, and they said, well, why don't you try it? And I told my wife, I said, well, we can try it for about 3 years. In an expansion club, you get fired about the 3rd year, you know. But, and so we didn't know. I didn't know really what was going to happen, because that was really the first expansion team.
What about Tom Landry, then? I'll ask you a question about Tom Landry. Is Tom Landry, like everybody says he is, the great stone face, Mr. Stoic, no emotion on the sidelines?
Well, I hope not. Yeah, but that's the way the people conceive me. A long time ago, Ben, I felt that the real important thing and the important trait you must have to be successful is your ability to concentrate. And I trained myself to concentrate, where I was always concentrating on what was going on, not on what the big play was or who was making the big play. And, of course, when Drew Pearson called a great touchdown pass, you know, the crowd went crazy and looked down at me, and I'm not even changing emotion because I was looking to the defense to see what I was going to call the next play. And so that's what makes me that way on the sidelines.
You have a personal philosophy that has guided Tom Landry's life over the years. What, in a word, is the guiding basis for Tom Landry? We're not talking about football now. We're talking about Tom Landry's personal, private philosophy.
My Christian faith, without question. That's the thing that's guided me since I became a Christian 1 year before I took over the Dallas Cowboys in 1959. Yet, in my life, I went to church every Sunday when I was a kid. My parents taught me to do that, but didn't really mean much to me. And I thought I was a Christian, but I didn't have fulfillment, you know, in football at that time. I thought that was the thing you have to do, is be the best in whatever you do. You'll do the best you can. You're going to be rich and successful and happy and all those things. Never came about. I had excitement. I had success, but I had an emptiness and a restlessness that carried with me until I had an opportunity to go to a Bible study and accept Christ as my Lord and Savior in 1959. And since that time, hey, things have been great.
I want to ask you about that, because it's one thing to talk about being a Christian, to say I'm a Christian on the sideline, and particularly if you had 20 winning seasons. All of a sudden, into the midst of a great, successful career, tragedy. I mean, well, some people consider it tragedy. I mean, you were just summarily almost dismissed after having the 3rd best record in pro football. Now, how does your Christian faith sustain you in this particular point?
Well, I think we have to determine what God's plan is for us. You know, as I said before, I didn't want to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. I didn't intend to. But once I became the head coach, I thought I'd get out and go into business. But in 1964, when the fans, we hadn't won more than 4 games in 5 years, so everybody was after us. And Clint Murkison gave me a 10-year contract. Wow. I had 1 left, and he gave me 10 more just to make all...
After having won...
I hadn't won anything. And I thought that was God's way of saying, hey, Coach, we want you to be in football as a head coach. And from then on, there was no doubt about what I was going to do. I was going to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And it carried me through the low times and the high times, because I think when you turn everything over to the Lord, He's going to carry you and prepare you for whatever happens.
Does being a Christian work every day in the high-pressure realm of the NFL?
It'll work every day, Ben, if you stay in touch with the Lord every morning. If I don't get up and have quiet time, read my Bible, you know, pray to God, then it's amazing how quick it kind of gets away from me. But if I do that every day, then I'll start every day the right way, and I know I'm in His hands. There's any question that He prepared me for what took place this year. There was no question in my mind when it happened. And that's why I could handle it as well as I could.
So what are you doing now? Are you speaking for
right
any groups?
Now, of course, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes is one of my favorite organizations. Ever since I became a Christian, I was looking for a platform to witness. And I went to Estes Park back in the early 61 or 62 for one of the summer conferences, and I saw about, 1,200 athletes and coaches there having a mountaintop experience, and I said, hey, this is where my platform is going to be. So I've been in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes all these years, trying to promote it, because I think it's one of the great avenues we have to reach young kids in junior high and high school, where you have to reach them today with the challenge of following Jesus Christ.
Thank you very much for coming, and may the Lord bless you, Rich, and lead you precisely in the way He would have you. And I'll tell you, frankly, I wouldn't mind seeing you back in football, making another run for the glory.
Thank you, Ben.
God bless you. Tom Landry.